Hello, everybody. I would like to say something in English. I would like to address to America and the West to transmit the message of Africans, of all the parts of the world today, April the 30th of 2025. I am Dr. Professor Franklin Yamsiwa Cameroon wa Africa, President of the African Institute of Freedom. I'm also the national servant of the indomitable lions and lioness for the Pan-African liberation of Cameroon. I would like to tell something straight to America and the West about this singular day, this wonderful day we had today. Today, in Africa and all over the world, millions of people have been in the streets to say, stop killing African leaders. Yes, in fact, General Langley, the commander of the youth force in Africa, which is an imperialist and a neo-colonialist force, presented our Burkina Faso leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, as a threat against his own country, Burkina Faso, and a threat against Africa, which is a wrong judgment and which is a fake news. You American people, you American leaders, just have a look on what happened through Burkina Faso, through Africa, and through the world today. We Africans, we are decided to put an end to assassinations of African leaders when they are fighting for the sovereignty, for the prosperity and the dignity of our people. The West, for more than 6 centuries now, killed many African leaders, not only in America, not only in Europe, not only in Asia. They killed most of the most important African leaders on the African soil. So was it on the 15th of October 1987 for President Thomas Sankara. So was it for President Marien Gwabi in the Congo. So was it for Prime Minister Patrice Emery Lumumba, killed by the CIA in the Congo. So was it for Prophet Andre Matsuwa and Prophet Simon Kimbangu. So was it with Steve Biko. So was it with Sam Nujoma. So was it with Ruben Umnyobe, Osende Afana, Felix Roland Mumie. So was it with Ernest Wandie. So was it with Amilcar Cabral in Guinea. So was it for Barthélemy Boganda in Central African Republic. So was it with President Sylvanus Olympio, killed by the French neocolonialism in the Togo. We have a long list of wonderful people killed by European neocolonialism, American imperialism, just because the West has the intention to continue eternally to loot African natural resources for our gold, for our uranium, for our lithium, for our oil, for our gas, for our coltan, for our manganese, and so many other wonderful things God has given to Africa. You have been killing African people for 6 centuries now, and in this 21st century. And is in this singular day of April, the 30th of 2025, we say this must end. We say to America, stop killing African leaders just because you want to squander, you want to loot African natural resources. You supported that ugly regime of apartheid in South Africa for quite a century, killing our people. You supported the worst criminals, the worst monsters on African continent, like Mobutu Sese Seko Kukumbendu Wazabanga. You supported Amadou Babatura Aijo. You supported and you are supporting Alassane Dramane Ouattara, the killer of Ivory Coast. You supported some of the worst monsters Africa has ever seen. Some of the most important and most dangerous human beings this earth has ever seen. We Africans, being us in America, in Europe, in Asia, being us in the oceans, we tell you, America, you Europeans, powers, you stop now. And we will stop you now because we are entering in an era of great solidarity, an era of consciousness, of unity, an era of the karma, the era of the law of action and reaction. Everywhere through the world, you've seen African people in the streets, not only in the Burkina Faso, but everywhere in Africa. You've seen Africans in the streets of London, of Paris, of Washington. You've seen Africans in the streets of Spain, of Portugal, Africans in the streets of Italy, Africans out everywhere. And they will be coming more and more out now to put an end to military occupation of Western troops on the soil of our ancestors. They will be getting out the more and the more to put an end to the domination of the dollar, of the euro, of the franc CFA. They will be going out by millions and milliards. And maybe one of these days, if it is needed, by billions, if needed, to stop African humiliation, African victimization, African tragedy. We Africans are the first civilization of the human history. Humanity was created by the Almighty God on our blessed ground, our blessed soil of Africa. We fear no civilization. We fear no power, but only God and our holy ancestors who are probably proud of us like never today. President Traoré of the Burkina Faso, President Abdourahmane Tiani of the Niger, President Assimi Goïta of Mali are not loneless leaders. They are not alone. They are not isolated. You can't put an attempt on them without fighting against millions of Africans. The old and ancient times of dividing to rule has ended. Africans now are getting inside a great consciousness of their community of destiny, of their common destiny, as a civilization that has something very essential to bring to mankind. And that wonderful thing we have to bring to mankind, we have to keep in humanity, is called in our tongue, Maat. Maat means truth, justice, and solidarity everywhere. We fear nothing while fighting for truth, justice, and solidarity. We fear nothing when giving all the honor to the Almighty God, when giving all the honor to our glorious ancestors who fought for us, who were killed for us, who were enslaved for us, colonized for us, dominated, deported for us, exterminated for us, while working today in the part of this world of the 21st century, a well-educated African fears nobody but only his conscience, his God, and our almighty ancestors. So please, America, break the neck to your arrogance, break the neck to your hegemony, mentality of hegemony, break the neck to your pretension to govern our lives. We are not on this earth on the behalf of somebody else than ourselves and our holy creator being the first in all our values. We are not goods. We are not things. We are not beasts. We are not natural resources at your disposal. We are true persons. We are born in the analogy of the Almighty. And today in Burkina Faso, today all over Africa and the world, we say no. We Africans, we say no to neocolonialism. We say no to imperialism. We say no to African despotism of those Africans who are absolutely under your domination, who lead ugly politics against their own people just to serve foreigners against Africans. We tell you no. One time, no. 2 times, and no 3 times. Africa to Africans. Like America is to Americans, Europe to Europeans, Asia to Asians. So mote it be. Be our leaders, may them be blessed, protected and defended. And I will not forget the wonderful friendship of those powers who have never enslaved, never colonized Africans. We say a warmful thank to all those countries who helped Africans to fight against colonial powers, imperialist powers, and who are helping us inside the multipolar world to build a new equilibrium of this planet. We are not the owners of the planet. We are all in alone because nature and the entire universe belong to the Almighty. But you are not the owners of Africa in front of us. After God, Africa belongs to Africans, not to America. So move your troops out of our country. Move your freedom out of our countries. Move your spies out of our country. Move all those forces who illegally have been killing for centuries our people. Let justice be. Thank you for sharing this message. Thank you for giving it to President Donald Trump. to all the members of the Senate, to all the American representatives. Give it to all the European Union leaders. Tell them that Africa is back. Africa is back. Africa is back. God save Africa. God save humanity. Thank you.